Hello everyone. So in this playlist, we will try to cover topics which are relevant for the from the perspective of pharmaceutical industry. So welcome to the first module. UCPMP 2024 explained the new rules changing pharma marketing in India. So primarily and broadly in this module, we will talk about the UCPMP guideline. What are these guidelines? The key changes that these guidelines have brought up, and towards the end, how exactly it will change the positioning of an pharma industry. So starting from UCPMP, the UCPMP code. So what exactly it is? It is the uniform code for pharmaceutical marketing practices. Why has it been enforced? To ensure to strengthen the patient trust in the healthcare industry. So what exactly it has done? It has it has it has regulated the marketing practices from a pharmaceutical industry. So these marketing practices have to be ethical, and the guidelines prevents all sorts of direct as well as indirect inducements for the HCPs from a pharmaceutical industry. So it is not like the code is something new. It was already there. The pharma industry was supposed to follow a code, an ethical set of guidelines, but it was always voluntary. Now the government has gone ahead to make it legally binding. So, what changes it has brought? Primarily, three key changes. Key change one: no sponsorships for the HCPs from a pharmaceutical company. And the language of the code is ambiguous. There are no gray zones. Everything is clear, a strict no. And the code includes preventing all sorts of, including both the direct as well as the indirect inducements. No sponsored foreign trips, no sponsored trips, no sponsored dinners. So, for example, earlier it was okay to sponsor HCP's family for a weekend conference, but now it is a strict no. Likewise, gifting expensive phones is a strict no now, and also sponsoring lavish dinners are a strict no. So, in a way, building relationships on the basis of inducements, on the basis of temptations is gone. Talking about the second primary change, it is in the field of CMEs. So now the UCPMP guidelines, they have put the conferences and the CMEs under a microscope. So now there is a strict separation between promotional activities and educational events. So educational events like CMEs, they will not get influenced by pharma partners. Pharma companies are barred from directly organizing or funding CMEs. The organization part can be only taken care of by an independent, unbiased organization such as the scientific associations. Let us try to understand this with an example. So, for example, there is a cardiology summit. Earlier, pharma partner used to choose the hotel, also the KOLs, the speakers of the conference, and including the presentation decks. Everything used to come from the pharma partner. Now, according to the new rule, the pharma partner will get replaced by an unbiased scientific association and an independent body like the Cardiological Society of India. In this case, it will decide on the place, decide on the speakers, and also the content will now become completely educational, right? But yes, the pharma company can provide an unconditional educational grant if the scientific association is requesting for it. However, the pharma partner will have the zero say in the speaker selection, the topic selection, or the content drafting now. So this is a fundamental shift from promotional medical education to truly independent, unbiased medical education. Coming to the third key change, it is again on the gifts and the drug samples, which a pharma partner can provide to an HCP. So, even these guidelines do allow the provision of informational and educational items, but now they have the government has decided an upper cap. So everything which you are gifting to the doctor has to be within restricted within 1000 INR for an year, for an entire year, right? So now giving the same doctor a high quality branded leather portfolio that costs rupees 1500 is not allowed. Talking about the drug samples, within limits, pharma medical rep can provide the drug samples to the doctors. However, everything needs to be signed off by the HCP. The number of the receipt of this many drug samples has to be signed by the HCP. And also, the records must be maintained meticulously. So, providing samples without a clear rationale is gone because it is also considered as an inducement. So now coming to the part how these guidelines have changed the strategy of the various teams within your organization. So now the positioning which the pharma uh, person can go to the HCP with has to change. So, for example, if we talk about the marketing teams, instead of planning a conference or sponsorship in Goa, the marketing person should now be able to talk and discuss with the HCP about a high quality webinar series with an independent medical society. So the focus has moved from brand recall to building brand trust. Everything has zeroed down to the quality which a pharma company can help in providing with. Coming to the medical affairs, the role of the medical affairs team has become more crucial because content is the new key now. Rather, content is the king now. So now everything comes down to the content. So the content has to be more credible, more evidence-based, and more updated. When we talk about the sales team, the role of a medical rep would be evolving. It was a little easier earlier for a medical rep to visit an HCP and talk about the brand. Now because since inducements are gone, the medical rep has to talk more science with the HCP. So the discussions, in a way, medical representative has to play the role of an MSL, medical science liaison partner. They need to know about the clinical data and they need to talk scientifically to the HCP, which implies that we need to train our medical reps in a better and robust manner now. Path ahead, everything boils down to the high quality content now. Content needs to be clearer, compelling, and compliant. It has to be more evidence based. And everything, be it the patient education materials, be it the e-learning modules, everything has to be more updated and authentic because it is the key which you can go ahead with. Certainly, the digital reach has increased because of these guidelines, and now a well-designed medical information website and webinars and compliant social media engagement have become primary tools for physician outreach. Again, to bring such a change is not an easy thing. Small steps, it won't change anything overnight. You have to take the organization has to train every single team, every single teammate about the guidelines. Every single person has to become compliant with the guidelines, and then gradually things will get streamlined. So to summarize, the UCPMP 2024 guidelines are not here to harm anyone. Rather, they are pushing the Indian pharma industry towards a global standard of ethical marketing. It will be a shift from influence to information, from access to value. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.